wants to ask questions, stay on this side. Any Illinois media asking questions over here? Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Did we bring the fourth? She's got it. Okay. All right, we welcome you to the Illinois Press Conference. We have with us tonight Coach Shauna Green and student athletes Genesis Bryant and Kendall Bostic, who both were named to the All-Tournament team. MVP Makira Cook. Makira, I apologize. And also joining us, Adalia McKenzie. So we're going to open it up to an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll take questions for the players and then come back to Coach.
Obviously just a huge night for us, and could not be more proud of this entire team and these guys sitting to my right. It's been a season really to remember because of, I think, what we went through. There was a lot of tough times, a lot of ups and downs, but I always say the journey, and when you're going through adversity, it makes it so much more worth it when you get to what you want and you accomplish a goal. And this last 2 weeks through this WBIT, I've had the most fun coaching these guys, and I said I've never smiled so much during games before, but the confidence they were playing with, the togetherness, the trust that I think they had within themselves and what I had with them, I just let them play, and they made plays, and just, again, could not be more proud of just the overall effort tonight. We hit a little bit of adversity. They made their run in the second quarter. And I told them at halftime, we're right where we want to be. We're only down one possession. Come out and let's continue to defend and do what we do. And they responded and did that. So this is a big step for our program as we continue to build into what we want this program to be.
Okay, first question for the players.
Makira, just, after picking up those two fouls at the end of the second quarter, just what kind of was your mindset coming back there in the second half for your team?
Continue cheering, and it was the first half. It's just two fouls. So, it sucks, obviously, but it's not going to be a pity party because we wanted to win a championship. So
I was just more of your mindset in the second half there after you kind of come back in and you make those two early three-pointers. How good did that kind of feel to just get right back in a rhythm there?
It felt pretty good. I just wanted to do whatever it took to win, and we have the ultimate green light when we have open shots, so we know you catch it, you're open, let it fly. So that's the confidence that she instills in us, so it just translates.
It's for Kendall and Genesis. Just big picture, what does this 2-week stretch mean for you guys, both now, and what do you think it could mean to build on?
I really think it just kind of sets us up for next season. You look at a lot of the really good teams that are, playing in the Elite Eight and Final Four now for the NCAA tournament. They won the NIT or got really close in the WNIT. So I think this is just an important step for us, and it put us, in some adverse situations, in some high-stress situations. Championship game is not, the nerves are rolling pretty much the whole game. So just, having some of our younger guys and, some of us that haven't had the opportunity to do that, I think it's really good just setting us up for success next year.
Yeah, this is just a big building block and a building stone. I'm just so grateful, so thankful. Just thank God for everything because like she said, we had hit a rough patch in our season, the middle of the season, but to know that it finished with a championship, you couldn't ask for nothing better.
For Adalia, just matching up with their best player and also number 3, how much did you kind of look forward to that matchup, and how much of a difference do you think that was for your team tonight?
First, I just want to give all the glory to God and Jesus Christ. I'm just so thankful to be here. And honestly, I take pride on defense. Coach, when she puts me on the best player, I want to be my best and, lock their best player up. And I just took a lot of pride in that and just stayed focused and did the best that I could.
Go ahead.
For Adalia, just the energy, and the coaches kind of talked to you about energy, rebounding, defense all year long. Do you kind of feel like you put it all together today, especially on one of the best players in the country?
Yeah, for sure. I think my mindset was just, make it real tough for her and just bring my energy and just be the best that I can be, like I said. And, she's a really good player, but just being able to just be in her space the whole time, I just wanted to just lock her up,
Makira, when you make the decision to come back for another year and just to be able to go on this run with this team at the end of this season, what's that kind of mean? And do you feel like what can that do for this team and you building forward into next year?
It's been super exciting. We've been able to play with this exact group for in a more extended amount of time than we thought we were gonna be, and that's always special just because each year comes with different things and different people, and you never know what the next year's gonna bring. So this win right here is like accelerating us. I can already feel like the acceleration for next year. So it's pretty exciting and it's fun.
Any more questions for the players?
I guess for anybody, how exciting was it to get to celebrate with all the fans after seeing that confetti fly down?
I thought it was pretty great, just from someone, Dow can attest to this too, but from someone who's been here, when we were really, really bad. Just being able to see all the people hop on board with us and, the band, the Orange Crush, the cheerleaders, everyone showing support, all the little kids. It means a lot to see, this program on the up and up and just, we haven't even reached our full potential yet. And so just knowing that and we just won a championship, I think is really special.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you to all our fans. Like, we love you and we appreciate you so much.
So much.
Definitely was home court advantage.
When I hear Shauna talk about the journey of this entire season, I can't help but think about you and the start of your season, the concussion, having to play your way back. Just how would you define the whole journey of this season?
I'd say I would describe this as just like a season of when adversity hits, address it, learn from it, move on from it, and get better. And that's what we had to do on multiple occasions, and we all stood up to the challenge as women, and we really handled our business, and we really locked in and focused on what we had to do. And like, I know we've all been saying it, but they say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So we really took pride in that because we didn't get off to the start we wanted, but we got the finish that we wanted. So
This is for,
Last question for the players.
it's for any of the three of you, not Makira. When she's on a roll like that, like she was to start the third, like what is that like to watch?
When she's doing what she's doing out there like that, it's so fun. It's fun to watch, and it honestly takes the pressure off of a lot of us, just because like when she shoots, like most of the time I'm not gonna rebound. When these two shoot, like I'm gonna get back. It's probably going in. So just kind of having that confidence and seeing her have that drive is like, she's gonna take over. It's fine.
Yeah, I think when you hit that three and you fell back, I became a cheerleader for a second. I forgot I had to get back on defense. It's plays like that. It's just like, girl, like, that junk crazy. But I feel like we built off that. When we got that 11-point lead, they couldn't even hear their own play call. Like, the building got so loud, and I feel like we just fed off that energy. And once we got that lead, we didn't give it up from then. So it was definitely some clutch buckets.
And someone mentioned like our power touch in an interview yesterday. After something crazy happens, we're like punching each other in the chest and like slapping each other so hard. But that's what fuels us, and that's when we know we're like our best energized self. So.
All right, ladies, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are dismissed.
Thank you.
Great group. Okay, we're going to stay on the Illinois side for questions for Coach.
Coach, there's not a lot of good ways to over here. There's not a lot of good ways to come back from giving up an 11-0 run, but a 16-0 run is pretty good. What did you say to the team during halftime?
I just came in and I told them we were in a good spot, and I wasn't really worked up about it. I knew that they're good. Like, no, they're not in this game. They're not the team that they are this year without going on a run. So they went on their run when Makira went out and they went to zone, and then we finished the first half pretty strong. So we knew they were going to make a run. So I went in and I just said, we gotta tighten up our defense. So we talked about that, the majority of it, and talked about how we needed to do a better job on Lucy, and I told Dal, like, I don't care if you score another point. All I care about is you making her life hell for 20 minutes. And she did that. She only scored 1 point. And I'm fine with that because her defense, essentially, she only gave up, Lucy scored 6 in the second half. And I knew if we held her, I just knew if she was under, this sounds crazy, but this is how good she is. If we could hold her to not one of those breakout games where she scores 30 or 37, I really thought we'd have a chance to win the game. But our defense really responded in the second, and we got in a groove offensively.
And in just your second year at Illinois, you just brought the first title in program history. What does this mean in terms of the program and the dynasty that you're building here?
I mean, it's huge. Anytime you can win a championship and compete for a championship, it's special. And anytime you can cut down nets, and I forgot how much I love confetti falling, and cutting down nets, it's the best feeling in the world. It truly is. And then it makes it even more special, I think, this year just because of what we've been through, and how they just never gave up. I mean, that's what this is about, because this is bigger than basketball. It's about life, and life's not perfect, and you're going to have a lot of adversity in your life. And how do you respond to it, and how they've responded time and time again, and kept working, and roll up your sleeves and just get to work and stay together and believe. It makes this really, really special.
Coach, with all the nerves and everything going into this game, what did you do to try to get them more excited and rather, shove away from that nervousness and everything? I mean, really, it's, these games, you can't make them more than what they are, because they already feel it. So we treated it like any other game. And I did tell them in our pregame meal, I said, we came on a mission here to make, to win this championship. That was our mission when we knew we were in it. And I said, this is an unbelievable tournament, and I love the WBIT, but this is our only time being here. And I said, and I'm going to use the PG version here, but I said, we're going out and we're winning this thing. So this tournament, again, this has been an unbelievable experience for us, and how this tournament has been ran. The NCAA has done a great job. Everyone in this room that has been here, you guys have done an amazing job of making this feel like a big-time tournament. And I don't mean any offense to that, but I want this to propel us into making NCAA tournaments, what this tournament I think is really should be for, and to hopefully, I want to cut down nets at some point for a Big Ten championship, and you can call me crazy, and that's okay, eventually for a national championship. But that's our goals, that's our vision, and you got to take a step like this to be able to get to your next step. So it was just an unbelievable tournament, and so great. I said coming into this, no matter what happens tonight, win or lose, this tournament has done so much for us going into next year, and really for this year.
Shauna, you guys mentioned the adversity of the season, kind of a two-part. Like, why was this group in particular able to handle that and build off of it? And then why were they able to lock in for these 5 games in the way that they have to run through it and win?
I think this group too, they are, they're a little bit older, even though they haven't been in a lot of these situations before. They are older. A lot of them are seniors. And a lot of those tougher times, a lot of it was just open communication and us kind of talking it through, and them hearing my side and me hearing them, and kind of meeting in the middle. A lot of vulnerability, through the adverse situations. And I had to change a little bit too. I had to look within myself, and because it was a hard time for me as a head coach, but I had to be a leader and trying to find a way to continue to get these guys to keep believing and to understand, that this is all part of the process. So it was just a lot of communication, a lot of really self-evaluation, and with the goal of every day just trying to move this program forward and move this team forward. But credit our players, because I could say whatever I want. They got to at some point continue to believe, and they've done that. And like I said, the last month of coaching this team has been really some of the most fun I've ever had coaching a team. But then earlier in the year was probably some of the toughest times I've had in my short 8-year career being a head coach. So it was a season of a lot of feelings and emotions and ups and downs, but can't end any better.
Shauna, just a two-parter here. Just the end of that first half, to have the trust in your team, what kind of allowed you to have the trust in your team, to sit Makira out when she had the 2 fouls, and then how good did it, once she makes those first, to know that she was going to be right in the game right away there?
Yeah, you know the last couple of games when she's had 2 fouls in the tournament, I've put her back in a few times. But I just knew with this team, I thought she may pick up her third, and she did that at, I think it was Tulsa, just with how they move and how they cut. So I just said, you know what, I got to trust these guys and let them do their thing. And they went on a little run, but I thought we closed the half, on a high note. And then, to be honest, when she hit a couple of those shots, I knew she was really pissed from sitting out, and she gets that look in her eye. And I said the one shot, I'm like, that's not a good shot. And it goes in. I'm like, that was a great shot. I mean, when she's like that, usually when I say pull it out, or don't shoot it, and she shoots it, it always goes in. So I need to start saying that every time. But yeah, she gets in that mode, and that, that look in her eye, she does what Makira does.
Shauna, what allowed Makira over these 5 games of this tournament to just kind of free herself up and play with as much confidence as because she was clearly different in these 5 games than she was in December and early January coming off the concussion?
I think all of us, Makira and all these guys, I think they really have just played with supreme confidence. And I don't know, from after the Maryland game and in that locker room and even our morale, the next day, they were really down. And then I gave them that weekend off, and they came back. So this is where I give them credit. I told them we went through the whole thing. If we're blessed enough to be in a postseason tournament, I went through all the WNIT teams that had won or been in the Final Four and then propelled into the next year. I had it all out and just laid it all out there for them. And I said, if we get that opportunity, we're going to win it. We're going there with one mission, to win a championship. They took their time. I don't know if they listened to me at all during that because they were really upset. And then they came back, and we had the best week and a half. We had the best week of practice almost all year. And that's a hard week. That's a hard week even when you're in the NCAA tournament, because it's just a week of not knowing who you're playing. And we just competed for a week. Everything was 5-on-5. We went after each other, and it was like their spirit, their energy, their vibes. I knew we were going to be okay. I'm a big feel person and vibe person, and I know this team by now. Just like this run, we're loose in shoot-arounds. I mean, they're loose in practices. We're laughing, but they're working really, really hard. They just had confidence and poise, and it's just an ease to them the past 3 weeks.
Okay, anything else for Coach? All right.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay. A reminder that Hammond Communications will post a recording of the press conference at wbit.hammondcg.com, and then transcripts will be available by ASAP and posted shortly. Thank you.